Forget Bitcoin. Forget the jargon, the hype, the billion-dollar headlines. Blockchain, the technology underneath all of it, is just a notebook. A simple, handwritten notebook that an entire village shares. And once you understand that notebook, you'll understand why governments, banks, and tech giants are scrambling to build on top of it. Welcome to Analogy Studio. Today, the simplest explanation of blockchain you'll ever hear. No code, no cryptography lectures, just a dusty village, a few honest neighbors, one liar, and a notebook that changed everything. Imagine a small village nestled between two brown hills where the morning air smells like wood smoke and fresh bread. Maybe 40 families live here. They trade goats, grain, pottery, cloth, the usual. For years they kept their records with old Farouk, the village elder with a long white beard and a single leather-bound ledger. Every trade went through him. He'd dip his pen, write the entry, and that was that. One book, one man, one truth. It worked until it didn't. One spring, Farouk fell ill. He was bedridden for 3 weeks. Trades piled up unrecorded. Arguments broke out. Hannah the weaver swore she'd paid for 10 sacks of grain. Yusuf the grain seller swore she hadn't. No record, no proof, no resolution. Just shouting in the marketplace. When Farouk recovered, he gathered the village under the old fig tree and said something that changed everything. What if the ledger didn't belong to me? What if it belonged to all of you? Here's what they did. Every villager got a notebook. Identical, ruled, numbered. Whenever 2 people made a trade, they announced it in the square. Ali gives Sarah 5 coins. Every single villager heard the announcement, opened their notebook, and wrote the same line. Ali to Sarah, 5 coins, 40 notebooks, 40 identical entries, every single time. At first it felt tedious. Rami, the potter with clay perpetually caked under his fingernails, grumbled that he had better things to do than scribble other people's business. But he wrote it down anyway. Everyone did. Then came the test. One evening, Ali sat alone by lamplight, staring at his notebook. He owed Sarah 5 coins, but he didn't want to pay. So he tore the page from his notebook, rewrote it in careful handwriting. Ali to Sarah, 0 coins. He closed the book, blew out the lamp, and smiled. The next morning, Sarah checked her notebook. 5 coins. She asked Hannah. 5 coins. She asked Rami. 5 coins. She asked every villager she passed. And every single notebook said the same thing. Ali owes Sarah 5 coins. Ali's lie didn't last until lunch. He could rewrite his own notebook, but he couldn't rewrite 39 others. The village didn't need to trust Ali. They didn't need to trust anyone. The notebooks, all of them together, were the truth. And that quiet realization under the fig tree on a warm afternoon was the moment trust stopped being personal and became structural. That village notebook system? It's exactly how blockchain works. Every villager's notebook is a node, a computer on the network that holds a complete copy of every transaction ever made. When Ali sends Sarah 5 coins, that transaction is broadcast to the entire network, and every node records it. Each page of the notebook is a block, a bundle of recent transactions grouped together, and each new page references the page before it, forming a continuous chain. That's where the name comes from. Block plus chain. Here's the key. To change one old entry, you'd have to rewrite not just that block, but every block that came after it, on every single copy across the network simultaneously. On the Bitcoin blockchain alone, There are roughly 18,000 nodes spread across the globe. Rewriting all of them at once isn't just hard, it's practically impossible. This is why blockchain is called trustless. Not because there's no trust, but because you don't need to trust any single person. The system's design replaces personal trust with mathematical verification. Every node watches every other node, just like every villager checked every notebook. You encounter this principle every time someone sends Bitcoin, every time an Ethereum smart contract executes automatically, every time a supply chain tracks a shipment from factory to shelf without a middleman. Blockchain isn't about crypto. It's about trust through transparency. A system where no single person holds the truth because everyone does. Why does this matter? First, it means no single point of failure. Farouk getting sick can never freeze the system again. Second, it means fraud becomes almost impossible. Ali can lie all he wants, but 39 notebooks will overrule him every time. And third, it means middlemen become optional. Banks, notaries, clearinghouses all exist because we needed someone to keep the one true ledger. When the ledger belongs to everyone, the gatekeeper loses their monopoly. Understanding this one truth changes how you see every headline about crypto, NFTs, DeFi, and digital contracts forever. Subscribe to keep cracking the code on modern tech.